Hello YouTube. So today I want to talk about shipping containers. So over the last couple of years I've purchased two different shipping containers, so I'm by all means no expert, but just thought I would share some of my experiences so you wouldn't make the same mistakes that I did. The very first thing that I recommend is, if you can at all possible, go to the port and pick out your own shipping container. That is worth every extra bit of money you might spend on that container. You know, it's totally worth a 200-mile trip, even if it's a round trip, just because it might save you a ton of time and effort on the back end when you receive the container and realize, oh no, there's a bunch of rust spots, a bunch of dents. You know, they still can advertise it being cargo worthy, wind, watertight shipping container with a bunch of rust spots and dents in it. But you know, you could imagine the time and effort you need to take to get that looking good. You don't want to, something beat the hell on your property, especially if you could prevent it pretty easily. So the very first mistake I made was not going to the port and picking out my own shipping containers. I used two different companies. The very first shipping container I got or received, I got lucky. I paid $2,100 for that to be delivered, and it came with some dents, but they were minor. The floors in the shipping container were good. It was a WWT HC 40-foot container. It could have passed inspections, but I didn't want to spend the extra money for the inspections, and it had just recently been painted, so I was super happy. I mean, the color wasn't great, but again, it looked, fairly new, so got lucky. My second purchase, I purchased for $2,900 delivered, and man, it came beat the hell. Like, I was so unhappy with just the way it looked, but again, I got spoiled, and they advertise WWT HC 40-foot container that was guaranteed for a year for water leaks. But when I received it, there's rust spots, there's damage all over the place. I was so unhappy. But I mean, let's face it, if you have a shipping container that's sitting on your property that is not leaking water, I live in Florida, so it was raining all the time, and of course the first thing I'm doing is inspecting for moisture or for leaks, and it's not leaking. You're not going to spend a bunch of energy trying to get them to come pick it up and drop something else off or get your money back. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, and it takes a lot of energy and effort. So I guess the point is that if you could go into the port and pick it out yourself, please do that. It's totally worth your time and effort. I already posted a video of how to properly prep a shipping container for paint. Check that out. Another thing that I was told during the process of picking or delivering that shipping container is that I asked one of the companies how often shipping containers get returned, and the lady basically told me that she didn't tell me how many containers that she sold every month, but she did tell me that it was kind of like a 20% return rate, and they had no control over it. So I imagine it's kind of like a control center that's happening, or a call center that's happening, and they're just calling around to the other ports on what shipping containers are available. And it seemed like from my first purchase, after the two hurricanes that we had in the Caribbean and in Florida, people are buying up the used shipping containers and filling them up with food or material or whatever and shipping shipping them out to those disaster zones. So the availability of used shipping containers had decreased. I mean, like, if you go on Craigslist, you see prices now ranging from $1,800, which is probably a heavily damaged, hole punctured shipping container, all the way up to $6,000, where that's probably a one-use shipping container, pretty much brand new. So again, do your due diligence, check reviews on other people's experience. I mean, I'll tell you a funny story that it seems like I was looking for quotes, and so I got a great quote. I think it was like $2,400 or something like that. This was like a couple months ago, and I was ready to go purchase it. And they stopped texting me, emailing me, or calling me, because it seemed like probably the call center that gave me another quote for like $3,300 or $3,400. You know, I was talking to them too. You know, of course, they're going to do what's best for them and not you. So you need to kind of really kind of ask questions and watch your back, because it seems like there's a call center that probably is under multiple different companies, especially if you're using Craigslist or whatever. So just be aware, you know, educate yourself on the difference between WWT, certified, watertight containers, price ranges. I mean, there's such huge swings, and of course what matters most is what is your end use. What are you going to do? How much energy do you want to spend prepping or preparing the container to do whatever you're going to do? Obviously, if you're going to cut holes in it, and you know, like I've seen some people cut the entire side of a shipping container out, I don't know why you would want to spend $6,000 or $5,000 on a new container if you're going to basically cut a whole side off. So again, just kind of plan and take your time. I only use American Express when I'm purchasing large ticket items, because during the billing cycle, if there's something that's going on or you're not happy, you could stop payment with no questions asked. So, you know, be wise and just understand there's a lot of people that's doing what's best for you, for them, and not you. Thank you. Bye.